Hey everyone, this is Gunther Bovine. I fought DarkLordTatsu in the Grand Iranian Championship, and we went back and forth for a little while and switched over to Discord, and we talked for a little bit more. And I said, hey, would you mind if I did a roster review? I've been interested in trying to do roster reviews because I feel you learn a lot looking at other people and saying, well, this is what I wish I had done, and well, looks like things that doesn't look right to me. So I'm going to be doing that now. I'm going to be looking at you can see his arena and his ships. I would guess that he got into his arena shard much earlier than me, but we're going to start with ships. So he's using Home 1 and those two ships there. Home 1, in ways, is a good ship. You know, long term, Home 1 with Millennium Falcon is ruling the meta. But that's not where that's long term. That's not where he is right now. And the reason is, if you start looking at Rebel ships, you got Wedge, you've got Biggs, you've got, and the Phoenix team. Well, Phoenix is kind of on the edge of being in the meta, and Wedge and Biggs just really aren't that useful. You just don't see them using in the meta. And to get to Millennium Falcon, you have to get what I consider the most important ship in the game, which is Houndstooth. And so if we go up here and look at your dark side ships, we'll see that he doesn't have Houndstooth at all. So that's a really important ship to get. That would be my first recommendation, is you have to start getting Houndstooth. And you've got Exotrix up to 5 stars. You need to get it to 6 stars so that you can then start getting get it up to 6 stars. And to do that, you're going to need 6 5-star dark side ships. You've got Slave 1, you've got TIE Advanced, and you've got Xanadu Blood, and Imperial TIE Fighter. So you've got 4 of the 6, and I would recommend for the other 2, it looks like you've got them favored already, Geonos and Soldier and Geonos and Spy. They're very easy to get, the ships are, and they're easy to farm, and Geonosians are very important in this game long term. So going back to your front line, what I'd recommend is I really like the Asako Tano's ship as a reinforcement. So I would suggest trying as a reinforcement trying Exutrix as your capital ship, and then use Biggs and TIE Advance and Slave 1 as your front line. Slave 1, the AoE spell attack here is wonderful, devastating. And so, but it starts off on a cooldown of 3, so it's really important that you can get Slave 1 to last for a few turns. Now, if you bring it in as a reinforcement, it has taunt, so everyone will immediately start shooting it up. Whereas if you start it initially with Biggs and TIE Advance, Biggs gets protection whenever it becomes target locked, and TIE Advance, that's the basic, is to apply target lock. So Biggs is going to put up taunt, and it's going to be hard to kill, and hopefully by the time that your opponent kills it, and Slave 1 will then be able to get off the AoE and just devastate your opponent's fleet. So that's what I would recommend as your starting 3. And then for reinforcements, I would have Asako Tano ships and then the Imperial TIE Fighter. So that's what I would do on fleets, and hopefully that will allow you to get your fleet ranking up higher. So now we're going to switch over to your characters. And one of the things that stands out here is you only have one G12 character. That's Jolie Bendo. So you've not, from what I can tell looking at this, that you've been doing a lot of hard node farming, and that's been great in many ways. If you come over here, Old Republic, you've got all the Bastillasham, Jolie, T3M4, Mission, and Zalbar. So you're ready to go after Jedi Knight Revan. And then for Darth Revan, you've got Karth, you've got Candaris, you've got Juhani. She's at 5 stars. You need to get her up to 7 stars. And then you got Bastilla Sand at 4 shards, and you've got HK-47 at 5 stars. So, I would say, yeah, you need to still continue to farm those, so you're prepared that on those, because getting those legendaries are just so important. They are such awesome characters, and you're way, way, way ahead of me on getting those. So let's look at some of the other ones. You got Jedi. And you've got a lot of weak Jedis at 7 star. You have Alaya, Mace, Luminara, and Dala. So not really. I'm guessing that you did that in order to get after Grandmaster Yoda's, but really they're just bloat right now. They're really not useful for anything. You had in our battle, you had them in a back line, and they were just very easy for me to kill. So you need to just kind of set them aside. You need to develop other things besides them. So kind of look at your other characters. Your Empire, very solid Empire team. Imperial Troopers, again, you've done a lot of hard node farming here for General Veers and Range Trooper, and I would suggest stopping doing that. You really need to spend your time gearing up your existing characters and not building up Imperial Troopers, because they're just so hard to get up to 7 stars. Then Bounty Hunters. So again, I was talking about you need to, in order to get the Millennium Falcon, you need to get to the bounty hunter. You need to get the 4 bounty hunter ships, and look at here. You've got a very solid bounty hunter team, but one stands out is you don't have Boss K. Boss K is one of the best. It's probably the best bounty hunter, and you don't have him. So I would really recommend farming bounty hunter, farming Boss K, and farming a ship, the Houndstooth. One thing I forgot to say about ships. Let's come back here. Another possibility for you to go is to go after the Galactic Republic. If you can go for the Negotiator, I don't know how you're doing that. If you're in a guild that's doing geo-territory battles, but one thing you could do, given your situation, is you could go for the Negotiator ship, capital ship, and then you've got a Sakatano. Plo Koon ships, you only have 2 stars, but it's very easy to farm. Plo Koon is actually useful for Jedis as a support. You got Jedi Counselor's ship already at 6 stars. I mean, it's not a very good ship, but you're already got it here. Umbran Starfighter is a good tank. Clones are very, very important. So I would, you want to go out and you want to get Rex's ship. The Clone Starfighter ship is a very poor ship. It's the slowest and does the least damage of all the Galactic Republic ships. So you want Umbrum, you want to get Rex's, and you want to get Jedi Knight Anakin's ship. And Jedi Knight Anakin is an awesome character. Goes well for Galactic Republic team under Padme. And then if you get Negotiator, that would be one way to just kind of leapfrog over a lot of people who are slowly building up to going after the Millennium Falcon. Again, Houndstooth would actually work well with this team. I watched a video recently by Warrior where he was using Houndstooth with his Galactic Republic team because it's such a great defensive ship. So that's all right. I want to talk about that, but we get back to your characters. Your clone troopers. And I'm very envious of your clone troopers. You've got Rex, 5, and Echoes. You haven't really done much with Clone Sergeant and Cody, and that's actually fine. What I would recommend for the clone troopers is you post the Zeta on R2-D2's number crunch and use him instead of Cody. Let's see. So I should go back to Galactic Republic. So you've got R2D2 here. Use him with number crunch on his Zeta on the number crunch, and use that with Shock T, and you'd have an awesome squad. I'm kind of surprised you didn't use those in the GAC round that we fought. I would have had a very tough time defeating them. Then come over here, look at your first order, and you've done nothing here, and there just looks like GP bloat. You just have spent a lot of credits on these guys for not a lot of anything, not a lot of benefit. They're a long way from being able to use them. I would not focus on them. There's a lot of better squads out there that to focus on rather than them. Look at your Night Sisters. Same type of thing. You know, for Night Sister to be effective, you need Mother Talzin and Night Sister Zombie up to 7 stars. They're hard node farms, so I would not spend the energy on those right now. I would spend your energy on gearing other teams. Old Daka is in Asajj. They're easy to farm, but this is just really increasing your GP with not a lot of value. So I would stop developing the Night Sisters for quite some time until you can have other things developed so you have the energy to really go after Mother Talzin and Night Sister Zombie. Right now, you have higher priorities for your yellow energy. And then look at Resistance. This, it's just a little GP bloat. Don't know, should have these guys ideally at level 1. The Rogue One, same thing. These guys aren't any value. It'd be best if you had them at level 1. Then kind of Sith. You got the thing of it is you've got the Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader already in your Empire team, which makes your Sith team really just not worth pursuing. So you've got these guys at level 50. Again, it's just kind of GP bloat for you. Now, so I want to talk about Separatists, and the Separatists is to me just one of the most important faction in the game in terms of where the game's pushing. Doing geo-territory battles, you need to have an extremely good Separatist squad, and you really don't. The Geos are just a fantastic squad, very powerful, will chew anybody up, very friendly for farming, and you haven't gotten the Geo Alpha, so you're missing that. Count Dooku, you only got to 4 stars. You really need Newt, so Newt will really work great with Separatists. Your General Grievous is something you have to really just kind of slowly work along. He's a very slow farm, but continue to work on that. So I would recommend, so you can build 2 Separatist teams pretty quick. One is the Geos, and then another one is Count Dooku, Newt Gunray, IG-100, Asajj, and B-1 Battle Droid. B-1 Battle Droid you don't need a lot of stars on. You just need to have the Zeta on it, and it then will provide a tremendous amount of healing to the IG-100. So that's 2 just really great squads that will provide huge benefits to you, not just in Green Arena Championship, but also in geo-territory battles. Mods, your mods are terrible. You have very few speed arrows that I could see. You've got one here, but you really need to be working on that. You also, a lot of them are blues and greens. You need to be slicing them to upgrade them up to purples and golds. But you already know that and are working on that, so I won't discuss that too much more. So my recommended farming plan to you is get, I'm sorry, continue building up um, your guys for the legendaries, um, so the for Darth Revan, and when you're doing that, then on the Squad Arena store, I would recommend HK-47, Nuke Gunray, and then Asajj. A Bastilla Shan Fallen is going to be your hard node farm with Boss K and Houndstooth, and the Galactic War Store tokens, Geo ships, and Poggle the Lesser. For guild tokens, you just want to get Separatists. Build up your Separatists as quick as you can, and then Cantina, you want to farm Separatists. Well, I hope that is helpful to you.